That's what I'm talking about, talking about, talking about. That's what I'm talking about, talking about, talking about.
Today's show you are watching Talking About with John Griffith, and this is Tom Ragu.
My name's Tom Ragu.
And the first guest tonight has been here before. This is such an amazing and interesting person who has a lot of life experience to share with us. I want to show a little clip from 2009, so we're going to take a look at that. We'll be back in 1 minute.
That night, I thought we were in a bar. It was like a cage match or something. They threw us up there.
Bars are you guys hanging
It was supposedly a gay bar. You'd think that our own people would be nice to us.
There's a man standing at the bottom of the stage with a rifle, and what was
It was
he
a pool
yelling?
cue.
Oh yeah. But he was like,
Wait, you saw a rifle?
it looked like a gun.
It was
And
in a threatening manner towards another
what was he
comedian.
yelling?
He was just being a dumbass.
Oh,
you know?
He was like, cock, like just yelling it. There was nothing. Let me tell you, Dykes on Mics has nothing within the context of cock in any of our sets.
I know, I've seen the show.
And I don't know where, maybe that's what he wanted. And the pool stick is the closest he could find.
You know what? His name was Curtis. I remember because when I was on stage, he was pissing me off, and I'm like, "What's your name?" So then I could like tell him to shut the fuck up, Curtis.
And then there was a tranny right in front, and she's just like petting her hair. And she's like, "You are beautiful," like touching herself. Like
She was
her own
hammered,
face.
hammered.
A long time ago. And welcome, Ames Beckerman.
Hi, thanks for having me back. It's like the funniest thing to watch ever.
There's something different about you. I can't
Oh
quite put my
God,
finger on it.
is it the facial hair? Oh, I don't have the chihuahua. Maybe it's, I don't have my dog with
And
me.
you've lost a few pounds.
You know what? I actually think I was thinner then, but I just have
Okay.
more muscle now.
Okay.
You know, give and take, whatever. I was thinking I should have brought the dog. I should have brought the
Always welcome.
So
when you
funny.
see old clips like that
Yeah.
of yourself, what goes through your mind? Like when you were watching that on the monitor, what was going through your mind?
It's hilarious. I love it.
Does it still register as,
Yeah.
as yourself or another
I mean,
person?
it's me, but it's like watching something from when you're like a kid, a home video, and you're like, oh wow, I've definitely evolved from that point. Weird. I like it. Like I think it's funny. It humors me.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't a bad part of my life. It just was a point where I didn't really come to a full understanding of who I was.
No, I have heard people who are trans in the media, like Caitlyn Jenner
Yeah.
and other people on her reality show, talk about that point in their life was a very, very painful point in their lives, and that they can't bear to look at pictures or talk to people that they were interacting with
Yeah.
in that point in their life. So
I think
that wasn't the
everyone's
case
different.
with you.
It's not the case for me, but every person's experience is different. So I often, you know, there's a lot of things that people are like, they want to ask me a question that's personal, and I'm happy to answer it. But I say, you know, not all trans people are comfortable talking about these things. But I'm happy to talk about my experience. And just like that, my experience watching old videos of me, you know, I go to Florida to visit my mom, and she's constantly going through old pictures. And it's like, it's just the past. It's kind of like looking at photos, you know, before someone lost weight or before someone was married, before there was kids in the picture. It's the same thing. It's just all a process.
Maybe you should represent the trans community instead of Caitlyn Jenner.
I would love to. God, that's a lot to live up to, though.
Because I happen to think that your reality show would be much better
It
and
would be
more
good.
entertaining than hers.
It would be real fun.
No offense.
I mean,
Offense.
offense.
Sorry, not sorry.
I know. No, not sorry. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me.
No.
So I have to say that that Ames and I did a recording of his podcast,
Yes.
Ice Cream Date with Ames Beckerman.
That's
which is,
my podcast.
Which is on iTunes. And we recorded it in the big gay ice cream shop
Okay.
in the West Village. There's also
Yesterday.
There's one in the East Village.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's why you were so specific about the West Village. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
'cause there are
totally.
two.
I'm like, I am an ice cream addict. I definitely know where this is.
Yeah, there's one on
Definitely.
3rd Avenue and, of
Oh, I
course,
didn't
one
know
on
that.
Grove where we went.
Okay.
So I had not seen Ames since Ames transitioned.
Yeah.
Well, neither have I. This is the first time I've
Yeah.
seen you in person. And we're a little jibber jabber on Facebook here and
Yeah.
there, but
So I'll be honest, I've had many. So the first time I had an interaction with someone who I hadn't seen since I transitioned was really like anxiety provoking, but it's happened. It happens weekly. I went to a high school reunion. I went to a wedding. I'm going to like a friend's kid's first birthday party on Saturday, and it just keeps coming up. And I guess my reaction to it is kind of like, okay, well, people age and look different over time, and I'm still the same person.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of cool about it. So I think everyone else has really had a very similar response to it.
Yeah, so we were there in the ice cream shop, and I got a table in the back so that we would sort of be apart from everyone else, and we're conducting this podcast interview, and there was an issue with there was noise, there was a radio going on, and I said, I think that we should ask them to lower the radio, but I don't want to. And then suddenly, Ames, this guy, says, I'll let him know. And he goes up, excuse me. And I'm like, wow, Ames really is the guy now.
And I actually would have never done that before.
And Ames is like this real butch, dominant, I mean, I'm like, wow. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should ask. Hey, excuse me. I live in Staten Island now.
Like there's things that are like, and I don't know if that's just, you realize like what the roles are in society, but there's definitely been issues that have happened that have come up like that where I'm kind of like waiting for someone else to do something. Like I was on my way to the airport and I just was standing outside a cab with one bag, and they popped the trunk open and the driver's just sitting in the driver's seat, and I'm just like standing there waiting for him to come out, and I'm like, okay, well I guess I have to put my bag in the trunk myself.
Well, I guess it must be part of the journey. Is like, it's like you thought you knew what certain roles were and perceptions, and that's evolving.
It's hard. I mean, I don't like to get into the politics of that, but there's the whole like, it's hard because now I'm perceived as a white male, and there's some like privilege things that come with that are difficult to handle. And I don't even like to get it. I'm not going to even get political with it, but it's hard. There's like doors slam in my face because I think someone's going to hold the door for me, and then it doesn't. I used to go to the salad bodega place and get a salad, and the guy would give me an extra salad topping because I was sexy, and I don't get the free salad topping anymore. So it's like give and take, whatever. But yeah, that's what's happening.
And so you're doing entertainment shows, and you're part of nightlife, and now you're moving into. You had talked yesterday about going back into comedy again.
I think I took a break with comedy, and it wasn't really something that I wasn't like, it's going to be a break now. I just think it was hard because I didn't really know what my identity was, and it's really hard to be having a persona on stage when you're really uncomfortable in your own skin. So I took a break. I went back to school for photography, and I have a photography business as well. But I'm back. I want to do this. That's what I moved to New York City to do, and we're doing it.
Where did you grow
I
up?
grew up in Boston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And your family still lives there?
No, they're in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay. Well, that's nice.
Yeah. So I go there. It's nice. It's a little vacation.
And so where's the comedy thing that you're doing it currently, right?
Yeah. So I produce a show on Mondays. It's an open mic. It was passed down to me. It's called Safe Word. It's a sex-themed open mic. Stories and comedy about sex. So that's really what I started with, and then I actually performed on the Naked Show. Have you ever done that show?
I've heard about it. I would never do it.
You never do it?
I would never.
It was at the Creek in the Cave. It was.
Right.
I did it on New Year's Eve. It was the coolest experience of my life.
Yeah.
And that was the first real book show that I did, which is definitely a risky. It was a risk to do that. To do 10 minutes naked on stage as my first actual show, but it was good.
You're still here.
I lived. Yeah, it was fun.
It takes a lot of courage to do comedy naked, like actually naked instead of theoretically naked.
Yeah.
It was crazy because they did like a countdown on the 31st, and it was like, okay, everyone get naked, and then I was wearing like boots like I'm wearing, and I was like, oh crap, I need to unlace the boots, take the pants. Like it was kind of like really klutzy. And some people just wore a t-shirt and shorts, and then they were naked faster. So it made sense. And then everyone else is still getting naked. So it made sense to wear more
people
layers.
In the audience naked as well?
They can get naked.
They can.
Yeah. So that's weird. There was a man in the front row in a tuxedo next to this naked woman with like the biggest boobs I've ever seen. And it was like, where were they before this? And why are they here? And why is she naked and he's not naked? What's going on? There's a lot of funny things.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that show.
It was an
Somebody
experience.
asked me to do it. I don't know who does it.
It's literally the best
Melissa
experience.
something. I don't know.
I can't even remember her name.
Yeah,
right now,
but
she's
I just
amazing.
was like, yeah, you couldn't pay me enough. No.
So it was so fun.
Even if I was back in my
So
days
fun.
when I was drinking, all those
And
years
everyone's
ago.
backstage hanging out naked,
Oh,
and it was super fun.
No.
So that's how we
It's
spent my
the
New Year's.
last thing I want to do. Sorry.
Funny.
I mean, if
It's
you had
all
a great
right.
time.
I had the best time.
Yeah,
I
well,
would do
that's
it again.
wonderful,
I would do it every week if they would book me.
Yeah.
Has your
Yeah.
personal journey fueled your comedy now that you're getting back?
Yeah.
Into it?
I'm starting to rewrite a whole set because I can't really be doing the same material. So that's been interesting. But there's things that happen, my views on things are not so politically correct sometimes. There's things that happen even at like the clinic when I'm getting my hormones that are just hilarious. And it's just funny. Like the whole experience has just been I came out to my family at my grandmother's funeral.
Oh.
So it wasn't supposed to happen that way, but it's like, you know what? Let's just do this. It's gonna happen. So I'm gonna do a solo show eventually, but
That's exciting.
it's all a part of the journey.
Now,
I guess.
how's the dog? Pork Chop.
Pork Chop's great.
That's the dog
Pork
we
Chop
saw.
yes, and now
how
that
old was
Oh
Pork
my God,
Chop
she
in
must
that
have been
video?
a puppy. I think she was like 6 months old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tiny.
I remember when you got Pork Chop.
Oh my God, the dog. I bought her in a pet store. I'm all about adopting, but it's like, you see a little chihuahua,
Yeah.
clear out the bank account.
Sometimes when I walk past those pet shops, I look in the window and I think, I feel like I'm visiting someone in jail.
I know.
Because it's.
I
And I'm like,
know.
listen, if you were in a different situation, I would take you home. But
I
I'm
know.
not going to support your industry. Sorry.
Because they're going to get a home. They're definitely going
Someone's
to get a
going to
home.
buy them.
Someone will.
Someone's going to buy
They'll
that
go
little
on
bulldog.
sale,
Yeah.
and then they'll be a little bigger, and then
They're
someone will take
expensive,
them.
like $1,800.
Yeah.
It's too much.
That was my life savings in 2009. At the time of that, when we shot, when you filmed this, I probably had no money to my name because I had just bought a Chihuahua.
And you're feeding the Chihuahua, like I remember that the Chihuahua had teeth problems and mouth problems.
Yes, I was like hand feeding her, and I still do
Yeah,
it. I'm
yeah,
still
yeah.
like eating, like watching TV, eating my dinner, and I have a bowl, and I'm like hand feeding a little dog.
Yeah.
Did it from a puppy, so still happening.
Well, Pete's going to be 10.
Okay.
Little Pete Ragu. And he's
Getting up there.
He's on Facebook. And
Pork Chop's on Instagram.
and he would have me feed him if I were
Yeah.
that kind of person.
Yeah,
But I'm like, listen, I do draw the line somewhere.
you have to. You have to.
I would love to adopt a friend, but I want to travel too much, so it wouldn't be fair.
You know what? My mom adopted two, and now her and her husband are retired, and they're always having an issue with finding a pet sitter.
Right.
She wants to come to New York, but she can't because no pet sitter.
Right,
So
exactly.
it's hard. It's definitely hard. But I love that dog.
Yeah. So what has the reaction been about your podcast, Ice Cream Day?
Well, okay, so I started the podcast in the beginning of January as part of my New Year's resolution to not eat ice cream other than when I film the podcast,
Okay.
which has been a fail. Definitely a fail. I eat ice cream every day. I am a sugar addict. I'm like very honest about it. I've come to terms with it. I like my sweets. Ice cream is my thing. And I really like, like some people like to go to bars and drink and they check out all like the cool different spots in the city. I like to go to all the top 10 popular kitschy ice cream places in the city. So that's where it started. But I started this in the winter, so when we filmed ours yesterday, that was the first time we actually sat down in an ice cream shop.
place, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there are surprisingly, a lot of places now in the city that have ice cream. I didn't think that there would
Tons.
be ice cream parlors anymore, but there are.
Tons.
And by the way, extremely, I thought, see, I still live in the 90s,
Yeah.
or like I think ice cream's $1. Like,
No.
Yeah, it's like $7 for a scoop of ice cream. I'm like, what the heck?
So this is a little different. This is not ice cream, but I waited in line with my boyfriend for 2 hours for the cookie dough place. Have you heard about the cookie dough?
Yes.
So that was the biggest letdown.
Oh, really?
I think it was just, it was good, but not to wait in line for 2 hours. and you take 2 bites, and it's kind of like eating candy corn. Like you have 2 candy corn, and you're like, all right, well,
I'm
my
over it
teeth are
now
hurting.
for another year.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing we just put it in the fridge. You like take a bite of it as a late night snack, and then you keep it in the fridge until it's like crusty and old. You know, so it's not something you want to. You don't want to eat lukewarm, like cookie dough in a cone. Like it's too much.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely go back because I definitely like sugar, but it wasn't my favorite.
I'll
So
make
what
my
are,
own.
what are your some of your favorite ice cream places in the city? There are a bunch of
10
them.
Below, it's pretty awesome. That's the rolled ice cream. It's cool. They like roll it up. They make it to order. It's amazing. It's really pricey, so it's around $7 or $8 per cone cup,
Yeah.
whatever. My favorite is Ralph's in Staten Island. Weird, but I live in Staten Island now, and that's my favorite thing in Staten Island. And Ralph's is amazing.
You know what I discovered
What?
on Staten Island? Because I was in Staten Island recently.
What?
There is an Entenmann's
Outlet.
outlet where you can get all this Entenmann stuff for $2.
Oh, yeah.
Like
There
marked
used to-
down.
there used to be one
Staten
near me.
Island is
It was-
great for
it-
food.
Yeah, it was just like, expired yesterday. Still good.
Right.
Especially since it's not going to last more than a day.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Entenmann's.
$1.50.
Love it.
When
Love
you're
it.
visiting your
I
parents, do you
love
ever
that
get
place.
to the South Beach area, Lincoln Road?
You know what? We never really make it down to South Beach. We're always in like the West Palm Beach area.
When you do,
Yeah.
Lincoln Road, on one of these little offshoots, there's a homemade ice cream place called The Freeze.
Oh my God. Okay.
Some of the best ice cream I've
All
ever
right.
had. And it's all made right there in the back. They have like a
Nice.
small corner with your standard flavors, and then the rest of the flavors change constantly.
See, that's the kind of thing I like. I like these like. I like the things that aren't chain restaurants, the chain ice cream shops, the ones that are just like standalone, run by a few people. They make their own ice cream.
Well, where we
Yeah.
went yesterday, I think it's just 2 locations,
Yeah.
and then they have a traveling truck where you
Right.
Yeah, it
where you go on
started with- it started with
Instagram.
the truck, and then they
Yeah,
kept
you go on
brick and mortar.
Instagram to find out where they are.
And I like
Yeah.
Big A ice cream. I'm not obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I definitely stop there when I'm in that neighborhood, but
Yeah.
I'd say like there's a ton of other places that
Yeah.
I prefer. It just really depends. Sometimes I just want like vanilla with sprinkles. Other times I want like sundae. Really just depends.
Yeah. So you're doing so you mentioned that you were doing a comedy show for the upcoming AIDS Walk in May.
Yes. So I had so the show is going to be Sunday, April 23rd.
April.
Haven't really put out the advertisement yet, but that's gonna happen soon on
This
the
will be
social
on the
media.
web before then. So
Yeah.
we can
Oh,
pop
good.
that out all over the place.
Nice.
So what's the date
Nice.
again?
April 23rd
Okay.
at the Delancey. It will be doors at 8, probably show at 9.
And
Bunch
you
of
have,
gay comics
and you have your regular Monday sexy
Yes.
open mic.
every Monday at 7:30.
Safe word.
Yep.
Okay.
It's
Also
free.
at the Delancey.
Also at the Delancey. That's
Okay.
like my home, I guess.
place.
Yeah, it's my place. It's cool there. Have you ever been?
I think I have.
It's cool.
have. Yeah.
It's like a
Because
club.
there used to be a comedy club on Essex right around the corner
Yes,
from there.
the Laugh Lounge.
The Laugh Lounge. I had a show at the Laugh Lounge with Chanel Fertrell. Remember
Oh
her?
yeah.
Yeah. So
The Laugh Lounge. You know, Chanel was actually one of the first people I ever did portraits of when I was in photography school.
yeah, she's great.
I like her.
She's a nice lady.
Another person. We were talking yesterday about people that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Someone else to catch up with.
Do you have a website up and running?
I do. My website is amesbeckerman.com.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay. Well,
Well, it's fantastic to see you.
Thank
really
you so
is.
much. Thanks.
And you have to come and do the radio show. You must
I
come.
will.
You
I would
must
love
come.
to.
You must come.
Thank you guys so much for
yeah,
having
and
me.
you are welcome here anytime you want. Just reach out to
I
me.
love
You know
it.
how to find me.
Thanks.
And you can find us on www.talkingabout.info. We're all over YouTube. We're all over Vimeo. Got a whole lot of shows posted. You could probably find over 100 different videos up there.